My grandmother died in 2018. It was a sudden stroke. She was sitting in her armchair, watching TV, when she just stopped. No suffering, no hospital stay, just silence. By the time anyone reached her, it was too late. We were close. She raised me from the time I was 7 until I was 14, after my parents split. She was strict, methodical, but deeply protective in a way I've never forgotten. Her voice had a way of making you feel like a kid again, no matter how old you were. The funeral was simple. I refused to look at the body. I didn't want to open the casket. Part of me believed that if I didn't see her, maybe it wasn't real. But it was. I saw the certificate. I was there. She died. And I moved on. At least until last night. It was just past 2 a.m. I was alone, going through some paperwork on my computer, when I heard a knock at the front door. 3 slow, evenly spaced knocks, like whoever was there knew exactly what time it was, and wasn't in any rush. I don't live in a busy area. The street is quiet. At that hour, no one knocks by accident. And the doorbell works. But the ones who really want in, they knock. I stood there waiting. Then it came again. 3 more knocks. Same rhythm. I got up, walked to the door carefully, and looked through the peephole, and nearly collapsed. It was her, my grandmother, standing on the porch, wearing the same blue wool sweater she wore every winter. Her white hair tied in that same crooked bun, that same neutral, calm expression. But something was wrong. Her face looked too firm, like a mask held in place too long. Her skin was pale, almost waxy, and her eyes, there was no life in them. No glint, no moisture, just fixed, locked on the center of the door. I slowly stepped back, thought about calling the police. But what would I say? My dead grandmother is at the door? Hands shaking, I pulled out my phone and snapped a photo through the peephole. When I looked at the image, my stomach dropped. The porch was empty, but I could still see her, clear as day, staring. I moved to the side window and gently pulled back the curtain. She was still there, only now, closer, a full step forward from where she had been. I closed the curtain, locked the door, turned on every light in the house, and then, for the first time in years, I heard her voice. "Open the door, sweetheart. It's cold out here." The voice was faint, muffled, but it was hers, exactly how I remembered it, only wrong. Like a distorted recording. Familiar, but drained of warmth. I froze. And then came the second sentence. "You promised you'd never leave me alone." That one hit hard. Because when I was a kid, when she cried at night over my grandfather, I used to tell her that exact thing. "I'll never leave you alone, Grandma." I stood there in the living room, hand over my mouth, tears running, trying not to make a sound. Then silence. I waited a few more minutes, walked back to the door, took a breath, looked through the peephole. She was gone. But on the window where I'd pulled the curtain earlier, something was written, like condensation. Only it was a dry night, words traced by a finger. "I just wanted to come in." The next morning, I checked the security footage. No movement between 2 and 3 a.m. No figures, no shadows, nothing. But when I opened the front door, something was lying on the doormat. A single, thick blue button, wool-wrapped, old-fashioned, just like the ones on the sweater she always wore. I searched the house top to bottom. No signs of forced entry, no tracks, no damage, just that button. And a single shoe print in the middle of the mat. Small, the same size she used to wear. Since then, something feels off in the house. Sometimes I catch the scent of mothballs and old soap, Phoebo, the kind she used. Other times, I hear the kettle whistle on its own, even though I haven't touched it. And every night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., the porch light blinks once, like someone's arriving or trying to come back.